hey, oh, don't shut
Hola, people. Hello and welcome. Sorry, I started laughing to myself when I right before it went live because again dating myself. Um, I just had this thought, like, you know what? I don't know if anyone ever watched that show, like back in the day, Ally McBeal. But how accurate that show it was on so many levels because like I was just having this whole like dance, not dance session, but like this music play in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a theme song to the video in my head, and it was just funny. It was just funny. You had to be there, but now I just share. So hey y'all, hello Dragon Dancer, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everyone is doing good this morning. It's 9:14 a.m. here in Northern California, May 1st. So if you celebrate Beltane today, for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, uh, have fun, celebrate. If you wait for the astrological date, great. You have time. So yeah, happy May, y'all. Oh my god, it's the 1st of May. What the heck? What the heck? Uh yeah, yeah. Good vibes, good juju. So yeah, this is the card. This is the card that popped up for us today. And like always, feel free to share your thoughts, your perceptions. Again, tarot is an unfolding of stuff. And what I find really rich, really like delicious is that we all have different backgrounds, we all have different stories, um we all have all different stuff, right? And so when we see a card, when we connect with a card, it's interacting with that language of our stuff, and we might view it differently. And so when we share together our thoughts and experiences from the card or with the cards, we grow. I will have to get I will have to get back with you on that one. I knew it, but then like I've been writing so much that I don't know it at the moment. Um, I want to say it's the fifth or fourth. I'll get back to you exactly. Um, yeah, I had it and then I lost it. But yeah, so the two of wands pops up today for us to discuss. And when I think of twos, I mean, obviously we think of duality, ebb and flow, but I feel like it's also this realization that I'm not alone. You know, when we have a two, it's like, oh, there's this awareness, this realization that there's more than just me, which is exciting because now I can, maybe engage or communicate with something else, and there's a partnership of sorts that happens, and it's a really exciting thing to explore. The Two of Wands captures a moment of potential just before action is taken. And you can look at the card. If you look at the card the way I teach, the left is the past, the right is the future. But if you look at the card, the individual's holding a wand, there's another one situated on the other side, and they're looking kind of towards the left. They're looking like at the past, they're looking at what was. And so it's like, oh, now I feel like this also can represent, now I have the sort of like this wisdom, this fiery knowledge experience, this ability to comprehend something that I wasn't able to comprehend before. Does that make sense? And so now, if you look at them, they have the sort of, it looks like an earth, like a world, right? They have that in their hands, and they're looking back like, oh, now I can make sense of what I've been through, or now I can make sense of, oh, that it's like connecting the dots. And now that we're grown, or now that we're older or wiser or whatever it is, now that we have more under our belt, we can recognize not just our part in the story, but that there were other components, and that those components factored in how I experience something. Does that make sense? And so again, it's about planning, foresight, and the possibilities that emerge when we dare to dream big. This card invites us to envision our future and consider our paths with careful thought and strategic planning. And so it does. I feel like both from this card. It's understanding where we have come from so we can formulate a solution to go somewhere else, or to, like, again, dream big. So when we dream big, I feel like we need to also, like, lay things to rest. We need to, make space for those, like, big dreams to take root, for those big dreams to manifest. And sometimes we just have too much clutter in our closet that is from the past, like the past stuff that we just, shove in the closet. We don't, like, deal with, we don't, want to address. And so I feel like with the Two of Wands, sometimes it's like, and this connects to, I believe, Two of Wands, first decan of um Aries. So it's Mars and Aries, I believe. And so it connects that fiery energy, right? It connects that Mars sort of like warlike, assertive, aggressive energy. And it's interesting because you have Mars and Aries energy that is associated with the Two of Wands. And Mars Aries together work really well, but also can be very, very aggressive. But you don't really see that in this card. So that this card is a great balance, a great sort of harmonizing of those energies. So when it's at its best, it's able to sort of like fight in a way that they're assertive, they're not aggressive, but they also don't back down. So they're asserting themselves into their own lives. Does that make sense? And so yeah, standing with a globe in one hand and a wand in the other, the figure in the Two of Wands looks out over vast horizons. So it is, and again, like these are my notes to kind of keep me on track. So I say today we discuss this threshold, the point of decision. It's a call to weigh our options and make choices that will not just lead us forward, but also expand our world. And so, what does that say to you? Like, how does that make you feel? With the Two of Wands, I feel what is needed to be discussed with ourselves or with each other today is what is weighing on us right now, and how can we learn? How can we take our maybe experience from the past, maybe experience in similar situations, and learn from that to then make decisions moving forward, maybe to invest into what we actually want. And it makes me think of like when we constantly say, "Oh, people always screw me over. Friends always screw me over. Friends always screw me over." Um Friends always screw me over. And so yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, if we keep saying that, we're holding space for that to be something forever. And it's like, no, in my past, I've experienced this, and so let me look at this from a different angle. Let me look at my experience. Let me learn from it. Let me see what I was participating in to co-create this adventure, right? This experience, and then let me not make those same mistakes. Now that I have that knowledge, let me take that and let me start to make wise decisions moving forward, because we're not the same people. We're not the same people. We learn, we grow, we experience, we become better for ourselves, all the things. And so I feel with the two, it is the sort of like weighing of options. Um, are all the two cards about choices? They can be. I mean, that's an aspect of them, because two duality, decision making, sort of like choices, options, right? But I do feel like, yeah, I mean, at least that's the layer of the numerology of it, right? And so yeah, they very well can add that into the card. And so we are at a space right now where we have to ask ourselves important questions. We need to make decisions for our life right now, moving forward. Where are we going to take our new? Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Pick your path adventures. Yeah. Uh, Yes. And the Two of Wands teaches us about the balance of ambition and partnership. It's not just about individual effort. Exactly. So another thing, it's also about collaboration and the external supports that help shape our successes. Let's explore how to harness this balance ambition in our own lives, ensuring our actions are both bold and considerate. So that's another beauty of the Two of Wands, right? Because again, we recognize, oh, I don't have to do this alone. Well, hello, Davina. What? What? Fancy seeing you here. Um, but with the Two of Wands, it's that kind of I don't have to do this alone. I'm not in life alone. I'm not in this situation alone. I may feel alone, and that's okay. Like, I can comprehend that, but I also hold space to recognize, like, I am not alone, and I can collaborate. I can reach out. I can find the support, that I need. Motivational support, maybe, because again, fire energy here, fire energy, inspiration. And it very well could be like intimacy stuff. It could be sensual, sexual stuff. It could be like action stuff. Whatever, however it manifests. Like being more assertive in our life, being more assertive, and taking on a leadership role in life, right? All of that stuff comes up with fire. And the Two of Wands recognizing, like, oh, I don't have to do this alone. I can create a group, a collaborative experience, and I can find the support that I need, so I don't have to. Right? Does that make sense? And so with the Two of Wands, we recognize, like, oh, if I'm going to have, it's kind of like building a team, like building your ideal team. Uh oh my god, this is so nerdy. But like, I play Elder Scrolls Online, and so they have the trials, which are 12 person content. And so in a trial, you have people who do damage, you have two tanks that can hold, maintain and take a beating, and then you have two healers, right? And so the healers heal, and offer support, and tanks do their support thing, and then damage, people take the bad boys down, bad bitches down. But to say that, that's kind of what the Two of Wands expresses here, is like, oh, I am great at what I do. I recognize I'm not great at everything. And so today I may need to start contemplating where I bring in support, how I bring in support to enhance my life experience, to enhance what we do, right? Because I can't do everything all the time, right? I just can't. And I don't want to, and I don't have to. So I feel like Two of Wands is also this understanding where I get to allow myself to bring in the necessary support that I need to build, to grow, to experience. So, yeah, what do you think? What are your thoughts on the Two of Wands? What do you think? And I do find there's a lot of energy here. And again, there's a lot of mastering one's willpower, understanding to keep your sort of like fire in check. Don't like throw down the hoops and go for the throw. Like, it's important to hold yourself in a way that is like professional and assertive but not aggressive, but also have that sort of aggressive energy in your eyes. Does that make sense? So it's like, it's kind of like, bitch, don't try me, because I will, I will end you. But like you're also not doing that. So it's like they feel that from you, knowing that you can throw down when necessary. Like the hoops are gonna be down, you know, right? My eyebrows on, we're good, we're gonna go. Like you can do that. You have that in you. You have that warrior energy in you, but you're not like running out sharing that with the world. It's like, no, I am a well refined person. I got this. I got my anger in check. I got my warrior spirit in check. And so I can maybe I used to handle things a little more aggressively, but like I don't need that right now. Like I don't have to. Yeah. And so it's reminding yourself that, oh, I know how to do that. I know how to fight. You don't have to fight that way, right? I I can assert myself and let people know who they're dealing with. Um yes, yes, yes. What's funny, it was like I was thinking about you know, someone who does so much, right? And then like they're just not the best at keeping, let's say, their home in great organization and clean and everything. So they hire someone. They hire someone who can do that, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. If you can do that, go for it. So they hire someone to come in and clean and tidy things up and organize and yada yada yada, because their energy is best spent elsewhere, and they recognize that. So I feel it's what's being expressed today in the Two of Wands. Um, but yeah, it is that sort of thought before I take action. So as we wrap this up, if you have any last minute thoughts, questions, concerns, feel free to share, feel free to express. Let's talk about them. But I do feel like with the Two of Wands coming up today, we are sort of like on the verge of taking action or moving into a space. And so with the two, it's like this planning almost, which is interesting with a fire card, but we are sort of like it's a strategic, which is associated with like Mars, Aries energy. It's strategic. We're looking at the map and we're seeing, where we can best win, right? Where we can best see what we needs to be addressed. And so we're looking at what we need right now in our life, and we're seeing what we can do to make that happen. And so it's the thought before we go take action. I don't know why. Like you know that that this is Sparta totally thought that popped into my head. So you're welcome. I wish I could just pop it up on screen. But yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like right before, it's thinking about think about the course of action, think about the plan, think about what you need to do to make happen what you want happen, and then allow yourself to go for it, be assertive in it. But before go asserting yourself all over the place, think about what you want, be mindful of how you address this, okay? And call in the troops, go for support, collaborate. It's okay. You don't like I feel, and again, I'm rambling now and I'm gonna get ready to go. But I feel like a lot of people who are mothers, maybe parents, but I feel more so like when it gets put on women, um, you're expected to do everything. It's so gross to me. Like you're expected to have like a clean, pristine house. You're expected to like cook. You're expected to work. You're expected to like pop out kids like left and right. You're expected to do like be nice. You're expected to look pretty. You're expected to like smile. It's bullshit. But like it's just gross to me. But like, it's a lot like that. You're expected to do all these things, and so that's like programmed into you. Even as we deprogram it, even as we learn, that's not really a thing. We don't have to do this, but it's still programmed there. And so we have to learn, like, you know what, I can ask for help. And the gods forbid that a parent asks for, specifically a mother, asks for help in things. Like, you should be able to do it all on your own. Why aren't you doing it? Bitch, why aren't you doing it? Because you can't. Okay. And so it is okay for us to bring in support. It is okay, and it's encouraged, because why not ask for help? Why not bring in a collaborative experience where we can do more for ourselves, and not just us, but everyone who's a part of a team, right? We get more out of it when we're together doing this. So like, bring in that help, get that support system, you know, collaborate. I mean, right? Like, I don't understand that. I'm like talking too much. My voice is going. I don't understand that. It's like, dude, you kind of like you changed what, one diaper? Oh my god, what's your point? What is your point? Like, men are. Don't get me started. I mean, yes, you should. You should. Men should be cooking and cleaning and changing diapers and doing all the things, and they should not be praised for it. It should be expected, because it's expected of the other, right? The other partner, person. And sure, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, it's not a good thing to do, but it's like, come on now, hold your own. There's so many men out there who, why am I rambling about this? There are so many men out there who can't eat, who can't cook, like can't legit cook basic stuff. Like, they would not know how to feed themselves if they did not have another person in their lives doing it for them. You know what I mean? I don't know why I'm on this. So but yes, thank you so much, everyone. I do appreciate you. If you enjoy these like rambles, if you enjoy what I've been doing with this, definitely check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/House of Blackthorn. For this, you can sign up on the free tier. It's free. It's free. You don't have to pay a dime. But if you want to, you can. But this is free. And so I just make sure I post the link about like 5 minutes before I go live, so it notifies you. Um, but yeah, sign up for my free stuff so you can get free stuff. I do so much. I do so much for my patrons. I do. And I'm not doing it to praise, because I love doing what I do. I love sharing. I love engaging. I love providing when I can. And yeah, check it out. But yeah, thank you so much for letting me ramble. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I am going to go. I have to go work out. Dang it. Okay. Okay, bye.